Hello, this is cjhoyle. Today is Saturday, September the 4th, 2021, and welcome to day 8 of my solo canoeing adventure on the Rideau Canal. The time is currently 6:15 a.m. and I just had a nice, long, restful sleep here at my campsite at the Rideau River Provincial Park. I'm now ready to start getting things packed up so I can have a nice early day paddling out on the river. So the time is now 6:40 and I've got the tent taken down and all my stuff packed up. The next step for me is to carry the canoe over to the water and start loading stuff inside. And I also wanted to mention that last night before I went to bed, I had those baked goods that I got from the bakery in Kemptville, and they were both absolutely delicious. So my campsite is now fully vacated, looking just the way that it did yesterday when I first arrived. All right, so I've now got the canoe fully loaded. Now I'm ready to begin my day 8 of paddling, heading off into that nice, calm Rideau River. So my plan for today is to continue paddling further downstream, with the goal of making it as far as the Long Island Lockstation. So as I pulled away here, the time is just after 7 a.m. and you can see some mist coming off the water. And it's another great morning for wearing sunglasses. So I've just about paddled my way out of the weeds. Up ahead there you can see a line in the water, and that's where the weeds end and the signed route of the canal begins. So just beyond the provincial park, I can see that there are lots of cottages lining this part of the river. It's another really beautiful morning to be out on the river. So coming up ahead on the river, I can see the bridge for Highway 416. When I think of the 416, I don't usually think of the City of Ottawa. Highway 416 is a major 400 series highway which connects the City of Ottawa down with Highway 401 near the town of Prescott. So the time is now just after 8 a.m. and I've paddled 5 kilometers so far. So I'm going to keep on paddling for a bit until I get past the traffic noise from the bridge here, and then I'll try and find a quiet spot where I can stop to have my breakfast. So I'm now just paddling past the Baxter conservation area, and I can see that they have a beach and swimming area here on the river. So the time is now 8:30, and I think I'll take my breakfast break over here in this quiet part of the river. I've got some of my campsite overnight oats here to eat and some orange juice to drink. So feeling all filled up and refueled, I'm back on the water and ready to keep on paddling. So up ahead there I can see the first larger boat that I've seen of the day, who's presumably making their way through the Rideau Canal system like I am. So the time is now just about 9 o'clock and I paddled almost 9 kilometers, and straight ahead there's an island called James Island, and this portion of the river here is oriented in the north-south direction, and currently there's a light wind from the north that I'm paddling against. Things in the river up ahead seem to get a little bit narrower as I make my way around this bend. So it looks like there's probably some farmland over there on the left side of the river, and it's a really beautiful morning. Really enjoying this. Up ahead there I can see some kayakers paddling. Let's see if I can catch up to them. Usually people in kayaks are faster than me, but these people seem to be just taking their time today. So the time is now just about 10 a.m. and I paddled 13 kilometers so far today. Just beyond these trees over on the left shore is a community called Kars, K-A-R-S. It looks like there used to be a bridge across the river in this narrow spot here. So up ahead on the left here is the Long Island Marina, even though we're still quite a ways from Long Island. And over across from it you can see there's an old boat which is anchored there. So this old boat is called the SS Pumper, and it's an old steam-powered boat which dates back to 1903, built in Buffalo, New York. And apparently it's been in this part of the Rideau River for the last 20 years or so. So straight ahead I've got another bridge to go underneath of. This one's for Roger Stevens Drive. So I'm now paddling past the Hearst Marina over on the other side. So I've reached the part of the river which is filled with lots of nice riverfront homes on either side. I've been noticing that a lot of these homes actually have pools, as well as being right here on the river. Another house with a swimming pool. I guess the water here just isn't the best for swimming in because it's got so many weeds growing in it. So as I paddle past this flock of Canada geese, I've now paddled about 18 kilometers and the time is 11 a.m. Looks like there's a fight going on there. Never seen that before. They always say that Canada geese are a really strong bird and that you don't want to get too close to them. And after seeing that, I definitely don't want to get on the wrong side of a Canada goose. Across on the other shoreline, I can see some kayakers heading upstream on the river. I'm just getting passed on the river by one of those low boats from Smith Falls that I saw a lot of towards the beginning of my trip, but I haven't seen any of them in a while. So I'm just passing a restaurant which is called Kelly's Landing, and that's where I thought that I might stop for lunch today, but because the time's only about 11:20, I'm not really feeling hungry yet, so I think I'll just press on for another hour until I get to Manotick. It seems like the portion of the river that I'm paddling today is a really popular spot for kayakers. Although this one's actually in a solo canoe. After all the clouds that I had yesterday, I'm certainly appreciating this nice blue sky today. Up there I can see an orange helicopter, which I'm guessing is an air ambulance. I've been seeing a lot of people tubing today, which is a reminder that today is a Saturday, so people have come up to their riverfront homes to enjoy the weekend. Up ahead there I can see lots more paddlers enjoying this absolutely perfect day out here on the water. So the land which is straight ahead here is the far southern tip of Long Island, which is an island which stretches quite a long distance along the Rideau River. And the Rideau Canal is signed over here on the right side of it. But of course there is another branch of the river over on the other side. And over that way is actually where the community of Manotick is. And that's where I'm planning on going for lunch today. So I'll proceed my way down this side of the island for lunch. Then I'll work my way back up to this same point here. And I'll go down the other branch to continue on to the other end of Long Island where the Long Island Lockstation is. The scenery along here is pretty similar to what I've been seeing for most of the morning. Lots of nice fancy lakefront homes. These are some interesting looking marine vessels. So straight ahead there's a dam in the river, and if my research is correct there should be a public dock just before it on the left side. So there's a closer look at the dam, and you can see on the left there is the historic Watson's Mill. And based on the map, this here is the public dock. And as I was unloading the canoe, this mother duck came over here with her many ducklings. Well, the public dock of Manitou here doesn't seem to be quite as welcoming as the public docks in the other places where I've stopped, but I did manage to get the canoe locked up here, and I'll proceed my way up these stairs back behind me and go and check out the community of Manotick. Well, up here at the top of the stairs, I've discovered that this dock actually seems to be closed right now, but seeing no real other options for me to park the canoe somewhere to go and explore Manotick, I'm just going to proceed as planned. So here's a look at Watson's Mill from the other side, established in 1860. And according to the sign here, it's also known as the Long Island Mill. So the Watson's Mill is a grist mill, and you're allowed to come on inside it, and believe it or not, this is still an actual operational mill. They still use it to grind and make flour. So I've come down here to the basement where the turbines are, which provide the power for this mill. So this mill has 6 turbines, which are all making use of the power of the river that I've been paddling for the last several days. And the power from them gets transferred up through these shafts. So those shafts come up from below, and they're used to power various different things. You can see that they have some gears which transfer the direction of rotation, and some big flat drive belts over here. Now made my way up to the second floor of the mill, and there's even an attic up here with more things to see. This is the sort of place where I could easily see myself spending more than an hour wandering around, chasing all the belts and pulleys and reading all the information panels, but I'm actually quite hungry right now, and I have a fair bit more paddling left to do this afternoon, so I'm just going to continue now and go and see if I can find something for lunch, but I'd love to come back here someday in the future. So here I found my way over to the main street of Manotick. There seem to be lots of restaurant options here, but because I came here right at lunchtime, everything seems to be pretty busy right now. So I wandered around a bunch, and I've ultimately decided on this place called Creekside Bar and Grill. So the restaurant is quite busy on the inside, but I'm the only one who decided to make use of their nice shady outdoor patio. So from the menu I ordered their Creekside Special, which consists of eggs and pancakes and sausage, and I got some orange juice to drink. Because I'm always eating my overnight oats for my breakfasts, I'm never able to eat breakfast foods, so I decided on this place because they serve breakfast until 2 p.m. Well, that meal really hit the spot. Now I'm going to stop in here and get some orange juice for tomorrow's breakfast. So I found my way back to the canoe, and everything appears to be the way that I left it. Thankfully the dock hasn't collapsed anymore since I left. So I'm now loaded back in the canoe and I'm ready to paddle back upstream a little bit to the tip of Long Island so I can curl around to the left and make my way over on the other side towards the Long Island Lockstation. There are some people over there in inflatable kayaks. So here I've reached the southern tip of Long Island, and I'll make a left turn here and curve around and rejoin the route of the Rideau Canal. The bridge up ahead there is for Bridge Street, which connects Long Island with the mainland. This part of the river certainly is a busy place, although I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that today is Saturday and it's a nice blue sunny day. This part of the river is very popular with the gulls. Up ahead there I can see the rope line for the dam for this lock station, and the lock station should be just over there to the right of it. Well, it's been 2 days since I left lock 17, but here I've arrived at lock number 16, Long Island. This lock has a swing bridge, and it was open when I first arrived for those other boats to get out, but they've now closed it and let some cars pass through, but now they're going to open it up again for the people who are heading into the lock. This is one of those bridges which has the hand crank that goes in the middle of it, similar to the one that I saw at the Narrows. So they got the bridge fully swung out of the way, and they're now letting the boats go inside, and I'll follow in behind them once they're in. Alright, so here we are inside of lock number 16, and they're starting to let us down to the lower level. And I'm noticing that the walls of this lock are covered in these little tiny mussels. So here we've been lowered to the bottom of the lock chamber, and they're just opening up the gates there for us to proceed our way out. I'll let the boats go first though. And I had forgotten that Long Island is actually a flight of locks, so we're now on to lock number 15. Alright, so they're starting to lower us down now through lock number 15, and I've noticed that this lock is made out of concrete, so it must be newer or modernized compared to the last one that I was just going through. So here they've opened up the gate for this lock, and there's one more left, lock number 14 coming up. So now we're loaded up here into lock number 14, and we'll descend down one more layer of this escalator down to the bottom, and down there I will figure out where I'm going to camp for tonight at the bottom of this lock. And just like most of the other locks, this one has stone walls instead of concrete. Alright, so here we are down at the bottom and paddling our way out. So I just came out of the lock there and I paddled out here, and I've curled around coming back because I'm going to take the canoe out of the water there, but first I'm going to head over this way and check out the big old stone arch dam that they built here when they built the lock. So here I paddled up to the old stone arch bridge. You can see that the stones are stacked kind of vertically, and of course this dam dates back to the original construction of the Rideau Canal, so close to 200 years old now and still doing the job that it was built here to do. Alright, so paddling back towards the lock station, and I'll pull the canoe up over there on that dock and get everything unloaded for the day so I can find a spot to set up my tent and get settled in here for the night. So it's a few hours later, and as you can see, I've got the canoe out of the water and I've got my campsite pretty well set up. I also purchased a camping permit before the office closed, but the time is now just after 7 o'clock, and I'm starting to feel hungry for dinner, so I'll show you what's on the menu for tonight. This evening's meal is a meal of many cans. It will start off with some mixed vegetables, followed by some sliced peaches, and because I haven't had any pasta yet on this trip, I'm gonna have some SpaghettiOs. And for dessert, I'm gonna try this Chipotle peanut brittle, which I bought a couple of days ago and I've been really interested to try. It's from the same company that made the maple peanut brittle that I had earlier in the trip. So I finished my meal and I tried some of this peanut brittle, and while it was an interesting experience, I can't exactly say that I recommend it. So before the sun sets, I just want to sign off for day number 8 of this trip, which is another really enjoyable day of paddling. Total distance was about 30.5 kilometers today, which is relatively high. I guess I've done more and I've done less in various different days in the past, but it seemed like a good distance. I really enjoyed getting to go and visit Manotick. That was kind of handy that it's only about a 1 kilometer paddle sort of off the main canal to go and see it, and 1 kilometer to sort of get back, and then you just continue your way down. I do think that that it would be better if they had a better public dock than what they have there. Maybe something that has City of Ottawa, if you're listening, it'd be great if you had a dock that maybe could house 5 or 6 boats, because there's lots of people working their way up and down the Rideau Canal. It'd be great if they had a place where they could sort of go and they could walk around the community of Manotick. They could see the mill, see the museum, go and spend some money in the local businesses. But yeah,
otherwise, I'm glad that I was able to make it work with what was available there for me to do it. And yeah, just a nice little pretty town. And this part of the river that I just paddled through is, kind of felt unlike anywhere else that I'd been. And I guess part of that might be the fact that I was here on a Saturday, on a weekend, and it happened to be really nice and sunny. But it just had this whole sort of vacation-y sort of feel. You just see all these boats and all these people, in kayaks and canoes and, paddleboarding and, water skiing and wakeboarding and tubing, all these things that were just sort of going on. It was just a very bustling sort of a happening sort of a place. It was kind of fun paddling through there. The reason why there was such a gap in this video from when I sort of arrived at the dock to when I came here to have dinner, that's because I was filming another video, which I'll be posting later on. That's a video which will show you all the gear and the stuff that I brought with me on that trip. That was a frequently requested thing from my Trent Severn Waterway video series. People wanted to know, hey, can you show us what you brought with you on the trip? Because obviously they were interested in doing something similar. So once you get home from a trip like this and you've already kind of put all your stuff away, it's kind of inconvenient to do a video like that. So I decided to take a chunk out of today's afternoon and go through and just sort of, unpack everything and just sort of show and lay it all out. So if that's something that interests you, you can look forward to that video coming up in the future. But speaking of videos coming up in the future, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, day number 9, where I'll continue paddling down the river further and pretty much making it into just the very edge of sort of the downtown sector of Ottawa. I'll be camping at the Lockstation, which is right next to Carleton University, and that's sort of right before the portion of the waterway, which is the part where you can skate on in the winter. So that's pretty much, anyway, that's where I'll get to. It would be totally possible for me tomorrow to be able to paddle like all the way to the Ottawa River to where I'm going to finish, 2 days from now. But just based on the number of days of vacation that I have available, and I kind of want to, spend a night camping in Ottawa. I thought that would be kind of fun. But of course, you can look forward to seeing all that in day 9 of this trip. I hope you enjoyed joining me for day number 8. If you watched all the way to the end of this video, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And thanks for watching.